to grab that opportunities and moving on towards a superior Pakistan. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we move towards a lady who is the custodian of the Federal Education and Professional Training, and let's hear it from her that how important is the professional training, the skill set, and all the other things that can make Pakistan superior. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I request Miss Wajiha Qamar, Minister of State, Federal Education and Professional Training, ma'am, to please honor the stage. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, please.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। ये पाकिस्तान जो एकदम एक म्यूज़िक आया था ना, और पाकिस्तान, तो आई वॉज कमिंग टू द स्टेज विद गूज बम्प्स. सो वी विल स्टार्ट विद पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद. थैंक यू. अस्सलाम वालेकुम and a very good morning to all of you, to APSAP, to Dr. Rahman, Dr. Niaz यहाँ बैठी हैं, अवैस, सिमरान हश साहब, आमिर भाई. I agree to each and every word you have said. यहाँ पे जितनी भी universities से, INA and from US Council, everyone who is here, guests from American and German missions, of course, and especially to the 4,000 young men and women in this hall who are here not as spectators but as builders. Thank you for having me today here. I want to start with the number 2017. One city, one university, and 100 startup applications. And today, 2026. 320 cities, 675 universities, over 4,000 applications, and 275 international links. I want you to sit with for a second. This is not a growth chart. That is a generation deciding on its own that it will not wait to be given permission to build. Nobody organized that growth from a ministry office. It happened because thousands of young Pakistanis, city after city, decided their idea was worth a shot. And APSAP simply built the stage fast enough to keep up with them. Thank you for that. And it happens to be happening this week. The week of Jashn-e-Azadi. I don't think that is a coincidence, and I don't think it should be. Independence was never only about a date on the calendar or a flag raised once a year. It was about people deciding they would write their own future instead of inheriting someone else's. That is exactly what every founder in this room is doing. One pitch, one prototype, one sleepless night at a time. And this has in fact been a month of Pakistan writing its own future on more than one front. Under Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and with Field Marshal Asim Munir's leadership behind our armed forces, Pakistan sat down with Saudi Arabia and Turkey this August and signed a landmark trilateral defense pact. A reminder that this country is increasingly a country other nations choose to stand beside, not simply alongside, but a nation standing in the world is never built on strategic partnerships alone. It is built just as much on what its young people create when they are given the room to do it. That is why what happens in this hall over these 3 days matters every bit as much as what happens around a table in Makkah. As Minister of State for Federal Education and Professional Training, I sit at the meeting point of two worlds that used to sit far apart in this country: the world of the university degree and the world of the marketplace. For too long, we treated them as separate journeys. First you study, then maybe. If you are brave, you build something. See, Pakistan has helped collapse that distance. And from where I sit, across HEC, across NAFTTC, across the institutions building the skills pipeline for this country, our job now is to make sure that collapse continues. Entrepreneurship should not be the exception to a Pakistani degree. It should be one of its natural outcomes. That is the direction we are building toward. Degrees that come with real-world skills attached. TVET and higher education talking to each other instead of competing. And a generation that graduates already knowing how to pitch, how to build a team, how to fail fast and try again. It is also the direction between our ministry's Vision 2047 framework, because 100 years after independence, we do not want to be a country that produces graduates. We want to be a country that produces founders. Some of you in this hall are already a proof that this is possible. You did not wait for the system to catch up to you. This year, See Pakistan is doing something it has never done before, a global economic forum, sitting inside a youth entrepreneurship platform for the first time. 10 plus international influencers walking these halls, not as celebrities, but as people who will carry Pakistan's startup story back to the audiences who have never heard it. And Battle of Beats and Voices, a new creative platform, because somewhere along the way we forgot that entrepreneurship and creativity have always been the same instinct, the refusal to accept things as they are. I think it's worth saying plainly, the world's picture of Pakistani talent is already changing, whether we have caught up to it or not. Our engineers, our developers, our founders are already competing on global platforms, already being backed by international investors, already building companies that do not stay confined to one city or one country. What See Pakistan does is take the talent out of isolated success stories and turn it into an ecosystem, a pipeline other people can invest in, hire from, and partner with at scale. So here is what I want to say to the founders, the students, the first-time exhibitors standing nervously by your booths today. You are not too early, and you are not too small. This platform started with 100 applications for one university. If someone had told the first cohort in 2017 that within a decade, they would be sharing a stage with international investors and a global economic forum, they might not have believed it. Build anyway, apply anyway, pitch anyway. The founders who eventually make it are almost without exception the ones who kept showing up before anyone was watching. And to the investors and international partners with us today, what you're looking at in this hall is not a market of consumers, it is a market of builders. Back them. Pakistan brings you scale, hunger, and a generation that has grown up solving problems with far fewer resources than their competitors elsewhere, which, if you have spent any time in venture, you know tends to build sharper instincts, not weaker ones. Pakistan's youth have never lacked ambition. What they have sometimes lacked is a stage large enough for that ambition to be seen. APSUP has spent 9 years building that stage, city by city, university by university. My ministry's job, our job as government collectively, as a state, is to make sure that the stage keeps growing and no talented young Pakistani in any district of this company ever has to wonder whether anyone is watching. So to every young person in this hall today, this country's next chapter is not going to be written only in the parliaments and ministries. A great deal of it is going to be written right here, in exhibition booths, in pitch decks, in the 2 in the morning conversations where an idea becomes a company. Go build it. Pakistan is watching, and increasingly, so is the world. Pakistan, Hamesha Zindabad. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, Mr. Wajiha Qamar, और आपकी इसी दुआ के साथ कि पाकिस्तान हमेशा जिंदाबाद। हमारे लिए सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ जो है वो पाकिस्तान है, और ये सी पाकिस्तान का स्टेज हम दुनिया को यही दिखाने के लिए बनाया है कि दुनिया कहे कि ऐसा है पाकिस्तान। एंड नाउ I would request from the APSUP, I would request the President Punjab chapter, Mr. Awais Rauf Saab, sir, to please honor the stage and share your journey of See Pakistan here and how See Pakistan has developed. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.